What's up, guys? Kelly McKay here, aka HVAC Millionaire, right here on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about what are the things that you can do, the 7 levers that you can pull to increase cash flow in your company. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad to see you again. I apologize for not being on here more often here recently. Just been extremely busy. We've also had COVID come through our business, which is not a good thing. People are healing, but it's definitely left us short-handed. I know some of you guys out there have had this same struggle. So I know exactly what you're going through. I know it's difficult and it's rough, but just hang in there and it'll get better. That's what I keep telling myself. So what are the 7 levers that we can pull to increase our cash flow in our business? Because cash is always going to be king in the company. So the first thing, now I'm sharing these right out of the Scaling Up book by Vern Harnish. If you have not read that book, you got to go read that book. It's phenomenal. It's definitely hardcore business book, so if you don't find those very appealing or very exciting, then you might struggle getting through it. But I like that stuff personally, so I really liked the book, enjoyed the book. That's why I recommend it a lot. So one of the things we can do immediately to increase cash flow is just to increase our price. It often has the biggest impact on any business, just to be able to up your price. Now, I don't know where you're at pricing-wise, whether your market can handle it, whether you have not, maybe you have some psychological roadblocks that's stopping you from raising your price, but if you're not getting a bunch of price complaints, then chances are you can raise them a little bit and still not get any price complaints. So you might give that a try. Start small, start like 10%. If you're charging $200 an hour, that's $20 extra an hour. 10% would be $20 extra. Chances are you're not going to get any complaints on that. But it directly impacts your cash flow and your bottom line. So give it a try. The number 2 thing is volume. If possible, you could always sell more units, even if it's at the same price. So if you don't actually raise your prices and you want to increase cash flow, then you got to get better at sales. You sell more units, you're going to have more cash flow. More cash flow, and more of that will trickle down to the bottom line typically. The third thing is the cost of goods sold, direct cost. You can reduce the price that you pay for your raw materials and your direct labor, if that's possible. Now, with service technician labor, it's probably not going to be possible. If you've got a really good positive attitude, somebody with integrity, like you have all those traits that you want that share the same values as you on your team, you're going to have to pay them good money, and they're going to deserve good money. So you're probably not going to be able to reduce your labor too much when it comes to that expense, or not that expense, but that cost of goods sold. But it's also maybe your raw materials. So like the equipment cost, maybe you might be able to find equipment for less money if you shop around. We were blindly loyal to one company for years, and we started shopping around because the prices just keep going up and up. And I know they're going up for everybody, but when you're already kind of pretty high and you keep going up, like it gets kind of ridiculous. So it's not that we're still not selling that equipment, because we love that equipment and we have some loyalty to that equipment, but we've also sold some other brands as well, and strictly due to price. So you might be able to reduce the cost of your materials or your equipment. Could be a bulk purchase. Sometimes if you get a really great deal on a pallet of refrigerant, or a roll of sheet metal, or a stack of sheet metal, something like that you're going to use in your company, but if you buy in bulk, you get a reduced cost. If you have the cash to do that, it might suck your cash for a moment, but you're going to make it up in the long run. But you can't, just make sure that you have the cash to be able to do that. Do not risk your cash for any stock, because that's one of them. That's another one, is to reduce your inventory. So I'm not telling you to go stack up your inventory, but if you've made a lot of money and you're going to have to pay a bunch of money in taxes, it might be worth going ahead and investing some money in future materials that you are going to sell without question. So that could be a way to continue to invest in your company, to help grow it, and to reduce your expenses next year. Your operating expenses, just however you can reduce your operating expenses, whether that's your customer management software or dispatching software, or shop around on insurance. You should be shopping around on the insurance, your company insurance, your business insurance every few years, just to keep people honest, right? Just keep your current provider honest. Go shop around and see if you can find something a little bit less money with the same coverage, or you might luck out and find that you get way more coverage for a lot less money. Accounts payable, like if you can slow down your accounts payable, that allows you to hang on to your cash longer. So if somebody has 60-day terms or 90-day terms, you might want to look into that, because the longer you can hang on to your cash, it just keeps that positive cash flow in your bank account. So you have it. These are just ways, like I said from the beginning, just ways to increase cash. Another thing is you could collect your accounts receivable faster. Now, hopefully, unless you're doing primarily commercial or a lot of commercial on top of your residential, then if all your residential stuff, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not a bank, so be sure to collect that stuff immediately. Do not accept payments. Like every single time we've decided to accept payments, the years growing the business, it always bites us in the tail end. So if you can, always collect at time of service. So there you have it. Increase your price, increase your volume, how many units you sell, reduce your price that you pay for the raw materials or your direct labor. Your operating expenses, reduce those however you can. Accounts receivable, collect that stuff faster. Inventory, so reduce the amount of stock that you have on hand, because that's money right in your bank account. And accounts payable, if you can slow down the payment to creditors with still being in good standing with them, of course, that's all going to increase your cash flow. So guys, hope you like this. I hope you'll go out and get the book Scaling Up by Vern Harnish. Highly recommend that book. Can't recommend it enough. It's great. So love you guys. Thank you for joining. Also, check out the free training that I made for you. A lot of you guys are not booking calls. I need you to book calls with me. Do a strategy session. See if you're a good fit for the group, to join the group coaching sessions. This week, we covered one of the main things that all super highly successful people are doing that you are not doing. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it was a simple, profound, powerful session. And I taught and coached, and next week we're talking about productivity and how we can increase that. So you're missing out. All those are recorded, so if you joined us late in our group coaching, and then you're going to have access to all of those, so you can go back and watch them. So already we have like 8 hours of recorded sessions that are just packed with information, packed with the things that with the questions that you need to be asking yourself to get yourself to the next level. And they're packed with valuable information that you can directly take and use in your business immediately. So I hope you'll check out the link that I'm going to drop down in the description. Be sure to like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Love you guys. Hope you're having a great summer. It's definitely hanging on. It's still hot here. Going in next week, we'll be going into the first part of September, and we still got 100-degree temperatures. So that's great, as long as your team is not suffering from COVID. So love you guys. Can't wait to talk soon. Go make money. Boom.